on Monday, October 2nd, 2017. Could we take the roll call of the board?
Josh Barrett,
Here.
Anthony Petracca,
Here.
Joe Gardosset,
Here.
Joe DiMartino,
Here.
Wayne Miller.
Here.
Item 1, approval of the minutes from last month's meeting.
I make a motion to approve last month's meeting minutes.
Is there a second?
I second the motion.
Okay, any conversation?
I wasn't present.
Yeah, and neither was I, so. All in favor?
Aye.
So the minutes are approved. Item 2, public hearing, Landmark Court condominium, applicant John Giusti and Joe Mariah, also known as Sprague Covington LLC, owner Natalie Ruth Johnson, location 101 Quaker Lane, Assessors Plat 27, Lot 163, residential R8, 2.02 acre lot, and engineers Ocean State Planners. This is in requesting preliminary approval to construct a 12-unit residential condominium complex with less than the required land area. The proposed development has received a special use permit and dimension variance from the Planning Board of Review. Is there anyone here to speak?
Mr. Chairman, I have marked as exhibit number 1, the application, number 2, the preliminary plan checklist, number 3, the letter from Jeremiah dated August 31st, 2017, a letter from Rhode Island Department of Transportation dated August 2nd, 2017, number 5, Kent County Water Authority letter dated August 30th, 2017, number 6, the Rhode Island DEM letter dated September 5th, 2017, number 7, an 11-page site plan, and number 8, the green cards.
Thank you. Is there someone here to speak on behalf of the applicant?
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Thomas Cronin, Nolan Bernero Cronin and Ferrara, 1070 Main Street, Coventry, Rhode Island. On behalf of the applicant, the board is familiar with this plan as we before you for a master plan in November 2016. The plan we present today is substantially the same in concept to that plan, although there's been some tweaks over the both the zoning and the state and regulators, but substantially the same plan. 12 condominiums and 6 buildings set up as duplexes. They are single-level condominiums with a 1-car garage, eliminating as many stairs as possible, as is popular current style. Each one of the condominiums is approximately 1,500 square feet. As Mr. Chairman noted, we did have a public hearing before zoning because of the multifamily special use permit, as well as we're shy a few square feet, 2,009 square feet, because the DOT was very aggressive with their set off in the front. So from the road to our property line is about 35 feet, and then from our property line to the first building is about 37 feet. It's going to be set back off the road, because of the situation, not because that was a particular part of the plan. It's surrounded by Hidden Valley condominium on 2 sides, and 2 single-family homes on the other, diagonally across from Kent County Courthouse on Quaker Valley. The entrance is right across the street from Ginsu Way, which is a fun street name to say, so I want to bring that up. And it's a single-access condominium, so one way in, one way out, like any condominium, where the condo association is going to be responsible for snow removal, street maintenance, picking up trash, maintaining the grounds, relieving pressures on the town. It's also been designed after discussions with this board in zoning with inward lighting and down lighting. The plan itself, it has maintained its general character, but it has been tweaked, and I'm going to introduce Dave Duranlo from Ocean State Planners, who's going to walk you through the plan, and then we'll have engineers available to answer any questions you might have. Thank you.
Thank you.
Could you state your name and position, please?
David Duranlo, surveyor, Ocean State Planners.
Spell your last name.
D-U-R-A-N-L-E-A-U.
Raise your right hand. So I tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
Yes. The project as proposed is a 12-unit, 6-building condominium project with a 24-foot wide roadway in, ending in a cul-de-sac. The existing conditions at the site is a single-family household with a small driveway, gravel driveway. The project proposes to tie into Kent County Water, town sewer, and the drainage on the site will be located completely on the property and is designed to mitigate, I believe it's a 100-year storm flow. The engineer that designed the project hasn't arrived yet. He's en route. He called me about 10 minutes ago. He said he was running a couple minutes late because he lives out near Taunton. He got stuck in some traffic on Route 95. We got DOT approval for the project, Kent County Water approval, Jeremiah sewer approval, and the DEM approval for, it wasn't a wetlands approval, it was a UIC and a RIPD's approval, which is underground injection for the drainage. Are there any questions at all about any of the plans? The site engineer, Byron Holmes, is available if anybody has any questions about the drainage.
At the entryway,
Yes.
sheet 3, it's shown, looks like the entrance is a little different. Is that pervious pavement?
The entrance detail it's for a construction access, so that detail that's shown there, it's not pervious asphalt, it's regular asphalt. That hashed out area is delineated as a construction access for purposes of constructing the roadway and the subdivision. It's a tracking mat, so trucks don't bring dirt and stuff onto the existing roadway.
Thank you. The stormwater drainage infiltration system, maybe if you could just explain it for us?
Byron.
So, Mr. Chairman, Byron Holmes, professional engineer, to comment on the drainage. I asked that he be considered an expert for his testimony today. Mr. DiFiore is going to ask you a question. It's for you.
Could you state your name and position, please?
Yes, Byron Holmes, professional engineer, consultant with Ocean State Planners.
Would you raise your right hand? So I tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Tom, do you want to qualify him as an expert? I don't know him,
Mr. Holmes, how long have you been a professional engineer?
Since 1987.
And how long have you been designing drainage plans for land development projects?
Over 35 years.
Have you ever testified before a planning or zoning board in the state of Rhode Island?
Yes, I have.
How many times would you estimate?
Probably a couple of dozen.
Okay, have you ever testified before the West Ward?
No.
Planning or zoning?
No.
Okay. What's the nearest community that you've testified?
Cranston.
Has your testimony ever been disallowed before any planning or zoning board in the state of Rhode Island?
No.
I would recommend the board accept him as an expert.
Do we have to give a vote on that? Yeah, so, is there a motion to accept?
I move the motion to accept as a
Second?
Second.
Okay, all in favor? Aye. Thank you.
Okay, the drainage. Obviously, as with any project, it's our job to make sure that we don't increase the amount of runoff. So this is kind of a unique site. The runoff runs in three or four different directions. Most of them, the ones that are going to be landscaped or lawn area, actually have less runoff afterwards anyway because of the regrading. Where we increase the runoff is from the roof and the parking area naturally. What we've done is, it was our understanding the town would prefer not using a detention pond, so we eliminated that and have gone to an infiltration system. That system isn't designed just for the pre and post. It's designed to take 100% of the runoff from the 100-year storm, and then it'll meter it out from there. It's already been to DEM and reviewed, so the design you have is exactly what was approved by DEM.
Okay, and the surface of this will be
Grass,
grass,
yep, it'll be a lawn area.
it'll be a lawn area, not crushed stone?
No, it'll be grass, it'll be a lawn
The
area.
whole thing will be covered with grass?
All grass,
Okay. So and all the stormwater will go underneath that grass?
all the stormwater from the
From
pavement and the
pavement
roof,
will
yes,
go underneath
right.
it. So the added flow would
Correct, it's a sizable drainage system.
yeah, it's big. You see
Yes.
the plan, it is big. And so it'll just be grassed area.
Correct,
From the exterior viewpoint, it'll be grassed area.
right, for the exterior, it'll just be a large croquet court.
Yeah, okay. So in looking at the landscaping plan, it's noted here, but you wouldn't see it.
You wouldn't see the infiltration, no.
See the infiltration at all?
No.
Okay. Yeah, any other questions? Of either the engineer or the surveyor?
What's the life expectancy of that system? Is there anything that would like?
DEM normally thinks that they're good anywhere from 20 to 40 years, as long as they're properly cared for. We do have, going through the DEM process, we had to submit ongoing maintenance plan. That'll be the responsibility of the developer until the condos are sold, and then the condo association will be responsible.
Can you explain to me what proper payments for that system would be?
Good question, yes.
Yes, such basically easy things like street sweeping, making sure you don't get any, keep out the leaves and things of that nature. It does incorporate deep sump catch basins and also some storm scepter units that, not storm scepter, I'm sorry, but some water quality units that intercept the water before it goes in there, so it does get pre-cleaned before there. But their maintenance is mainly pumping out the catch basins on a yearly basis, inspecting them on every 6 months, and a lot of street sweeping, making sure that you don't get a lot of, but you're not apt to get a lot of problems here anyway. It's not going to be, the general public's not going to be here. It's not a through street. And fortunately or unfortunately, there's not a lot of trees in there, but even if there are, the amount of the leaves that are there are going to be pretty inconsequential.
So there are chambers in this,
Yes.
underground?
Yeah, they're large, 3-foot-high plastic chambers. They're made by a company called Coltech.
Yeah.
We've used them successfully throughout Rhode Island and Massachusetts.
Mr. Chairman, if there was a failure of the system, what are we looking at? The water overflowing?
It would come out the top of the catch basins, and then the grading just runs it down onto Quaker Lane.
Okay. That's important.
It's about the first thing we usually look at is what happens if it does fail.
Right. And what are the walls of this big chamber made
The soil.
of? Soil?
Yeah, it's just, think of it as an oversized septic system.
Yeah,
That's exactly what it is. We dig out the overburden, put in crushed stone, put in these chambers, put crushed stone over that. They go below to the side and above it, and then your lumen seed.
okay.
Kind of put in place where it's a fail-safe off the Quaker Lane and not to the abutting properties. If there's-
Right,
Right.
right.
Okay.
Yeah, all of the roof drains are hard piped right into the catch basins, so they're not gonna be running off onto the grass and going, we designed it so it takes 100% of the roof and the pavement.
Any further questions? Anything you want to add? And then I'll open it to the public for comments.
At master plan before this board, we presented Paul Bannon,
Yep.
PE traffic engineer. Mr. Bannon is here this evening. There have not been any significant changes to the number of units, the location of the driveway, certainly not to the public streets, or even to the general use of the area. Mr. Bannon's available if you have any questions, but I wouldn't want to waste the board's time reviewing that testimony.
Yeah, anyone want to ask questions of the traffic engineer? No, I'm all set. We're okay with that. Thank you.
So the one last
It's already
comment.
been covered, yeah.
Okay, one last comment that I would make, that was covered at master plan in some detail, was the vegetative buffer and fencing of the
Yeah.
site.
Yeah,
We've made those adjustments that this board and the zoning board were in agreement that there'd be a vegetative buffer set out along the property line with the Hidden Valley condominium and the abutting single-family houses. That has been included in the plan, and I just wanted to bring it to the board's attention that we had addressed that. Other than that, Mr. DiMartino, I believe we're all set. Thank you.
Just public hearing, anyone from the public would like to address the, please step forward.
Could you state your name and address?
My name is Dennis Souza. I live at Hidden Valley County Association. I'm president at 129 Trellis Drive.
Would you raise your right hand? Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do. I only have one question. I think you might have already answered it.
Okay,
On the boundaries,
yep.
it's going to be vegetation. Is that, I'm assuming there'd be bushes between Hidden Valley, some kind of bush line instead of a fence line? Is that what you were getting at?
I apologize, sir, I'm not being rude. You have to direct your question.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But that's what I wanted to know. Was it, is it,
So if, step up. I'm gonna show you. I'll just show you.
Can you turn it to page
Yeah,
one?
yeah, go up to L1, please, the landscaping plan. There you go. Okay, so you see there's plantings all along the property line,
okay.
okay?
So that was a change that was made from fencing. They went to,
They went to-
which is
yes,
concerned
I
about
think
doing.
this was based on your earlier question, yes.
And the driveway in is going to be about, I believe, 150 to 200 feet from our Hidden Valley driveway?
It's actually, well, the access right now is where the driveway comes
Is
in.
now, they're going to use that for
But then
construction
they use
purposes?
that, and then if you look at the plan, take a look, you'll see that the driveway will then move over that way, on the opposite side of those units. So it does not parallel the entrance to Trellis Drive. Okay.
All right. So we're still...
You're still right over there, yep.
So it's going to be, that existing driveway is going to be very close to ours
The
then?
existing driveway is gonna be right where it is now, which is close to yours. That's why we had asked that question to the traffic engineer in the past, and he thought it was
He thought it was all right?
okay, yeah. He's here if you wanna ask him.
Yeah. And the only reason I say that, there was an accident not more than about a month or so ago, right out of our,
Yeah.
coming up, so...
So I'm going back to you. We actually would like to hear from the traffic engineer. Thank you. All right, now we need you to get sworn in.
Could you state your name and position?
Paul Bannon, President of RAB Professional Engineers.
Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Mr. Chairman, this gentleman has been qualified as an expert on a number of
Yes,
occasions.
Okay. Mr. Bannon.
Yes, specific to the driveway, it's pretty much at its existing location, but it'll be widened to meet
Yep.
town standards.
Yep.
It needs to be opposite Ginsu Way to promote proper
Right.
movements through the
Right.
intersection. That's been approved through the Department of Transportation. It's a very, 12 units, you're talking, 6 cars in an hour
Yeah.
for this type of use.
Well, I know originally it was going to be like 150, 200 feet down.
Yeah.
They decided that wasn't a good idea.
That, no,
This is,
it's cleaner.
cleaner, and it does line right up with the street across from
But then I assume, well, it might help once they get rid of all that extra vegetation and
Yep.
stuff.
You'll
Yes.
see better.
Yep.
Yes. Great.
Well,
Okay.
couple will be before us.
Okay, thank you.
That's it, I just want to clear that up, all right?
Thank you. Any other people want to comment? Okay, seeing no one, I'll entertain a motion that we close the public hearing.
Second?
Any further discussion? None? All in favor of closing the public hearing?
Aye.
I think this is something we should do. Just simply. Any further discussion, any concerns that we may have? None? So let's entertain a motion that we approve this using the stipulations that were delineated by town manager.
Town planner.
The town planner. We don't have to read this into the record, right?
Well,
We need a motion.
Yeah, you have the stipulations
We
and
have the push
recommendation in front of you. I
statements.
would suggest that the motion be, motion approved based on the planning department's recommendation and stipulations.
Yep, okay.
I'm gonna make a motion to approve favorable.
Yeah, okay,
recommendation.
okay. Planning office recommendations, okay. All
With
right,
the stipulation stated by the planning office.
okay, good. Is there a second?
A second.
Okay. Any further discussion? Hearing none, let's vote. All those in favor? Aye. There's no opposition, the motion passes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. It's a welcome development for the town. And, okay. That's it. All right. Last item, we got public comment. Item 3, public comment. If anyone wants to say anything about anything? Public comment? No, doesn't appear as though the public needs any more commenting. I'll entertain a motion that we adjourn.
Second.
Okay, moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor? Aye. Adjourned.